Hi! So I am back. I am trying to get out of the mall. You know, the really fancy mall that we have here in town? Yeah, I'm trying to get out of there. I was wondering, because I am super unsure, insecure, not knowing what's going on. Like, you have a plan of action, which is great. I'm just like so confused what the truth is as of right now. So I was wondering, since you are engaged at the moment, what are your plans for me? And is it like just be a friend where like occasionally, and I'm not mad, I'm not upset, I'm not angry, just to clarify, I'm not any of those. So yeah, I'm not any of those at all. But I just want to clarify with you so I know like what I can do, what the next move is, what I should do. What are your plans for me? Is basically like just friends or something else? Because as I said, I'm not a mind reader, so I simply don't know. So yeah. Yeah, I guess if you can, just let me know. And I say that because if you're like, you know what, I want to be on good terms, that's like 100% fine, and I am okay with that. Like, I'm not a mind reader, and I don't know what's going on. And I want to know, like, what I should do or shouldn't do. And then, yeah, that's really about it. Again, like, I'm not angry, I'm not upset. I should have gone down a different road because now there's 3 cars. No, there's like 1 car coming in, 1 car, like 2 cars coming in from different angles. And I'm like, I really want to get out. Okay, so I'm gonna have to like speed-ish through this. You know what I was thinking, so I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. Not so much where like I do stupid stuff, like maybe be a stuntman, but like, you know, qualified stuntman, not someone who's like, I want to go ahead and put myself on fire type deal. But it's like, hey, you know what, let me go ahead and put down the safety procedures first just to make sure that I'm safe. So yeah, anyways, my question is, because I want to make sure that I understand you correctly all around and am not befuddled. But yeah, so let me know, because you know what you want and you know what you don't want in your life. And this way I can totally respect your decision, and I will have an idea of what to do or how to do it or whatever. Since, yeah, right now we're in communication by me making videos, basically, so. Yeah, and at least by me making videos and then making educated guesses by different things. Oh, speaking of educated guesses, so I'm excited because the teacher asked us, can anyone tell us what a brain drain is? And I was like, because I had never heard of it before, and I feel like it was familiar, and I was like, I'm not sure, and I was like, can I buy a hint? And the teacher said no, and so I looked at the screen, and it basically was like, you know, such and such power and such power, or like, you know, gets the different people, or something similar to that. And I was like, after like a couple of sentences or points, I like read it, and it said brain drain. It mentioned a couple of different countries, and then it said brain drain. And I was like, can I buy a guess? Like, can I go ahead and guess a little bit? And she's like, sure. And I was like, okay. So I went ahead and like guessed, and I was right. So I was like, yay. So yeah, basically what I explained was a brain drain is basically where people from a in this case, it was talking about a poor country. It mentioned where people from a poor country will actually go ahead and they'll, like, people who are smart, for example, who have some kind of education, they'll leave whatever country they are in, and it could be Iraq, Iran, it could be a country in Africa, because the majority of the countries in Africa are very, very poor. I can't say all of them, but at least the majority of them are very, very poor. So they're very poor, and what they will do is that they'll move from whatever country they're in. Since they have an education, they'll go to like Israel or Europe, because Europe actually has like colleges and universities. So they'll go to those countries in order to continue pursuing an education. So I was like, that is... for me, I was like, that is very, like, yes, itchiness. So for me, I was like, that is very, I got excited because I was right. And so, yeah, she was like, basically they'll move to another country for education, and then since they're already in that country, more than likely they'll actually end up staying in that country for jobs, because it's a lot more convenient, and they want to try and, I guess, better educate that particular country. So, like, yeah, they're there, and I've seen it before. They move to this country and then they end up getting a job here, and it might be sometimes a teacher, sometimes a doctor. Like the doctor, whenever I was visiting my grandparents, was like, yeah, the doctor that I visited when I was visiting my grandparents, I think he was from like Iraq, and he's like, yeah, it hasn't been good in like so many years, and he's hoping that it was either Iraq or Iran, and he mentioned that he hopes that one of the countries will actually, like, as time has gone on, the people who overtook that country, they're dying. And so whenever they're dead, he's hoping he can go back and visit that particular country. It's like, I get it, like I do. Where basically he can go there and not be, like, arrested or taken hostage or anything. Especially since he said he was in the American military. And I'm like, I get it. Like, it's so much better to, like, stay in America and be safe. He did say that he missed his country. So, yeah, I'm like, I totally get it overall. So, yeah. But yeah, so I guessed right in regards to brain drain. Yay! Now you know what brain drain means also. Yay! So, yeah. Anyways, brain drain. Yay. I think that's about it. But yeah, that's what happened today in regards to the class. I'm usually the main one who speaks out, but that's also because it's me. Like, I'm very outgoing, and yeah. So, yeah. But on the positive news, I finally got that check cashed. So I had to go to Regions. So I went there first. And for whatever reason, I don't get it. See, this is showing west. I think this is the correct way. For whatever reason, yeah, this is the right one. I went to Regions, and I think it was because the date was wrong, or they tried to get in touch with my grandpa. My grandpa, though, is really old, and he doesn't always catch the phone whenever it rings. It takes him a minute or so in order to answer the phone call. And he doesn't always hear it whenever it rings. So what I ended up doing was, like, I called and I was like, pick up the phone whenever they called. Well, I don't know if he, like, just didn't hear it, or if they ended up never calling him. But they're like, yeah, we weren't, like, the date on the check wasn't correct. Well, like, I told them it was in September, like, that was the date. So, a good information for you, if somebody, like, gives you a check and you don't have a bank in this particular, in the state that you're located in. So, I went ahead, and what did I end up doing? I went ahead and, like, I was like, okay, I asked them what else I can do, and they're like, you can probably take it over to the bank that is here in this state. So the bank that's here in this state is basically his bank also. So it makes things a little bit or a lot easier for both of us. So it's like, okay, cool. So they were like, yeah, go ahead, take it over to his bank, and it's just downtown. So I went over to his bank, and I went ahead and, like, thankfully they already had his phone number on file. So I was like, okay, this works out. He went ahead and called them, and what ended up happening? They called him. He never picked up. So I called him. He's like, yeah, nobody called me. So I was like, okay. So I was like, what can I do now? So they're like, he has to call us. So I went ahead and called, like, I gave him their phone number, like, the bank that's here. I gave my grandpa their phone number. So he called. Whenever he called, like, I saw them pick up, say hello, or, like, say something, and then they handed the phone to someone else. Well, unfortunately, he didn't hear what they said. So, like, he ended up hanging up because he said that nobody answered. So I went ahead and called my cousin, because he's hard of hearing. I called my cousin, and I was like, hey, listen, go ahead. And she's like, yeah, there's, like, something's wrong with the phone, like, they're not answering or whatever. I was like, go ahead and have the phone on speaker. And it's a very, very basic phone. It's a flip phone. Basically, you can call and text. I don't even think there's internet on there. But I was like, go ahead and put Grandpa on speaker, or, like, have it on speakerphone, so that whenever he calls the bank, like, you can go ahead and be there and be like, yes, someone is actually there on the phone, because he can't hear whenever people are talking. So go ahead and, like, do it that way. So, like, thankfully my cousin is living with them, so it makes things a lot easier. But I went ahead and was like, okay, so yeah. So I called them, and I was like, go ahead and put down, like, basically my cousin is on speakerphone, to go ahead and kind of verify that, yes, this is, like, someone is actually on the phone. So he went ahead, called the bank picked up, said hello, or, like, you know, actually spoke. And because my cousin was there on the phone, we were able to verify everything. Because, again, he's kind of hard of hearing, so he didn't hear, like, someone saying hello. And my cousin can be like, yeah, hello, like, there is someone actually here, and things like that. So that took a few hours, and it took a couple hours, at least 2 hours, because I had to drive there and then verify, and then drive to another bank and then verify. So good times, man alive. So now I know Regions and Chase. I can go to those two banks, because they are, like, not just one bank, or they're not just local to a particular state. They're actually throughout the country. So now I know that for the future. So, yeah. Yay! That was a lot. So much. Just so much. So, yeah, I think with my grandpa, I'm going to give him a call, because I told him, like, he started asking me, how are you and such, and I'm like, I can't talk right now. I will call you later. So I think once I get into the throes of, like, homework and such, I'll be able to work through it. So, yeah. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to have to talk to my teacher and, like, yeah. Because I didn't get a chance to talk to her because I've been busy with the whole bank thing, and I was like, it should be a short time. No, it took like 2 hours. So, yeah. At least 2 hours. Yay! And then I also need to call my dad and be like, hey, can we go ahead and finally set up that loan? So, yeah. I think that's it for now. There's the drama for today. So, yay. You know what? Whenever I get back, as soon as I'm done with everything that closes by 5, I'll do another video. So, yeah. Or so. So, I only have about an hour left. Yay. I need to contact, see if I can get in touch with my teacher. Hopefully I can get that done. And then eat some food. I haven't really been hungry. I did grab some chicken. Oh, the chicken nuggets. So I ended up, so Sunday night they had chicken nuggets which were like really moist and soft, which normally is a good thing. But I bit into it. I'm like, these are still pink. Beef you can have pink. Chicken you should not have pink. So I was like, so I bit into some of the chicken nuggets and I'm like, I feel like I need to reheat these. So I didn't finish it because they were still pink. And I'm just like, no, like I don't feel like dying due to salmonella. Like, just no. So, yeah, So, anyways, I will talk to you later. I hope that you have a great day. Let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about. And, yeah, I guess let me know about the other thing. That's about it. And I'll respond, I guess, as soon as I can. So, yeah. But yeah, talk to you later. Bye.